Hello, Jim Army. Dr. Jim Stepani here, and I am with none other than our 2022 $20,000 New Year's Challenge winner in the men's category, of course, is Jamal Robinson, coming in from the Bay Area, right? You're in the Napa. You're originally from the Bay Area, San
Yep.
Francisco, but now you're what, Napa
Yep.
area.
I'm in the Napa area now.
All right, and let me. I just want to pull up for those of you who may not have seen, and we'll have this in the post-production version of this. Jamal's amazing 12-week transformation here, guys, and I want to talk a little bit about no excuses, because you may look at this photo and think, oh, he went to Gold's, he had a membership at Gold's Gym, he probably had all the time in the world, he's a single guy or something like that. No, no, nothing could be further from the truth. Jamal, not only you work in healthcare, but you have a side business as well, right? Copy editing.
Yep. Yeah. Copywriting. Like, I used to be a bartender also. And when the pandemic hit, I kind of, you know, I left the industry, but I still needed, that took away probably like 40% of my income. So throughout the whole pandemic, I'm like trying to figure out how to start my business. So it's like doing client work, but also trying to learn more and trying to grow it. So yeah, it's pretty busy.
Yeah, of course, like everyone, and that's and
Mhm.
these are the things I kind of want to hone in on. Now, he also is married with 3 kids, right? One of them being 2 years
Yep.
old, right? So, and
Yep.
those of us, I have 4 children myself. So those of us who have children know how big. In fact, we were supposed to be live at 12, right? But Jamal was busy with his 2-year-old, right?
With a 2-year-old.
Right. So,
He
you know what I'm
he
saying? Like,
walks up to me with his diaper in his hand, and I'm like, oh damn, we need to get this taken care of.
okay, so again, now, so despite, again, I want to show this photo. Despite, uh, work obstacles, professional life, personal life, kids, right, responsibilities. I want you to look at this transformation when you think that you've got an excuse to not do this, right, and not make one of these challenges happen. Right now, I'm going to go even further with Jamal and the fact that he didn't even have a gym membership, right? You trained at home, correct? Can you tell me a little bit
Yep.
about your setup?
I train in the garage completely, 100%. So COVID hit. I used to go into the gym. COVID hit. Didn't go into the. I haven't been in the gym in 2.5 years. So I got some weights before they all got sold out. Then I bought everything else on like Facebook Marketplace, and I bought one long bar, two dumbbell handles, and I couldn't find equipment. So I got like cinder blocks from Home Depot, and I bought like six, and I would use that as like a bench. So like if I'm doing like step ups and stuff like that, I just configured it and would do my step ups, and that's all I use.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, I'm trying to. I lost your photo again. I wanted to pull it up. Can you find his in there, Jamal? I just wanted to pull up again to show everybody that literally, not only with a home gym. Here we go. There's his bench, guys. Okay, I want you to look at this. This is amazing, Jamal. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna, while I show his transformation, this is what he used, guys. This is what he had. Okay, to
Yep.
create this in 12 weeks. Okay, 12 weeks with this. Okay, so if you think you're busy with your professional life, your personal life with kids, if you think you don't have a gym, so you'll never be able to win one of these challenges, let alone win it. Jamal is here to prove everyone wrong. Absolutely. Did you have any idea that you would make such an amazing transfer? I mean, did you know within yourself that you would look that good at the end?
Nope. I did not. I actually like stalled out. I think I tried to go too hard, and I didn't personally see really progress until like halfway through, like
Wow.
six,
Yep.
7 weeks. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm changing, and then in that last maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I started to actually see some change.
Nice. And let me highlight that for a lot of people, because a lot of people say guys are, within the first week you can see a change right now. In a lot of cases that's true, but for those of you who don't see those changes right away, listen to what Jamal is telling you. He went almost 6 weeks before he felt like he was literally seeing an improvement, yet he stayed with it. He hung in there and kept crushing it. And again, just because, and again, we'll have something when we post produce this, we'll have clips of you, Jamal, better than this. But just for those of you who are tuning in live now, I want you to remember, this transformation, guys. We're not talking about dropping a few pounds of fat. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of a little bit of belly fat or something, or those guys who already have all the muscle and just dropped a little bit of fat. This is someone who you put on, you did a body fat percentage test. So what did you lose total, and what did you gain in muscle?
The scan I did was like an in-body scan, the one that you hold.
Yeah, which is not,
At the nutrition shop.
Yeah.
Right.
But still,
But
the even though they may not give the best accuracy, you can still see the results from the before. The comparison is what is the big teller there. So, and what was that?
So I think the beginning, I did one at the top of January, and it put me at like 25%, I think, body fat. And at the end of everything, I think a week after I did my final pictures, I did another one, and it put me in the 12 to 13 range. But they had me gaining like 6 or 7 pounds of muscle. They said I dropped like, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds of like just pure body fat kind of.
Sure thing.
So I was shocked, but I used the same scan. So whether or not it's 100% accurate, I did the same thing each time I, weighed myself.
No, exactly. And
myself,
that's the important thing, is the the pre and the post, or the before and the after, the comparison there. So, and those numbers actually 25, somewhere in that range, to me, as somebody who I can tell somebody's percent body fat just by I've done so many different methods of body fat, from skin fold to underwater weighing, et cetera. I can look at someone and tell, and that sounds fairly accurate. So again, amazing job. So, what I kind of want to focus on there is the fact that a lot of people tell you that you can't lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time. It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
Yet we see Jamal is a perfect example. And we're not even just looking at his photos. We've got actual data to show that he gained a solid 7 pounds of muscle while dropping over 20 pounds of body fat. So, and that's another thing, is if you're only using a scale at home, you have to remember that if you're just using the scale to tell your change, it may not be showing everything, because you could be losing 5 pounds of fat while you're gaining 5 pounds of muscle, which means the scale wouldn't move. But losing 5 pounds of fat and gaining, you would look, much better. So, so if you can, obviously do a body fat percentage before and after to really get a good assessment of where you are, and to see, the change, because that sort of, lets you literally peel the skin away and really see what's under your skin. Again, whether you do that version, whether you do a skin fold, whether you go with underwater weighing, whether you do a DEXA scan, whatever you do, as long as you do the before and the after, those changes will show you what's really going on. So again, nice work. Now, let me ask you this: when you weren't seeing any changes, because this is, the toughest thing, I think, for most people in doing these challenges, is the mental the mental component, right? I mean, obviously the workouts are tough, right? And it takes a lot to stick with the diet that you're following. But a lot of that comes down not just to your physical and getting in there and doing it, but that mental drive to get in there and stay positive and keep coming back and brutalize, you know, literally punishing yourself in the gym every day. And then, you know, a lot of times then you're not even getting to eat, you know, the foods that you want because you're following a certain diet. And again, my diets are, you know, far looser than most people. I'm not a food Nazi, so I teach you guys how to eat a lot of things that you can, but still, you know, there's times where, you know, your carbs are low or whatnot. And so it's a huge mental component. And you were telling me that you weren't seeing changes until about 6 weeks. So what kept you,
Yeah.
like, what kept you going? And did you have any real, like, sort of stumbling points where you were almost going to give it up?
Yeah, like normally when I would fall apart quick, but for this one, this year, I had this goal of like proving it to my wife. Like my wife was my why in this one. And
Nice.
I've done challenges before. Like I've done the challenges before where after 4 weeks, like I mess up, I have a bad weekend and I just let it go. But this one I was like really focused on trying to do something big for my marriage and like show her and like be this new person. So in that halfway point when it just sucked, I just kind of kept going and just try to have faith that I was going to see some results. And as far as stumbles, like I probably had a couple days, you know, where it was like my cheat meal might have been bigger or something like that, but nothing really crazy. I tried to plan like my like free meals at certain times. So I might have had like two stumbles, but I didn't fall off for like the whole weekend like I normally would. You know, I was able to get back on track.
Nice. And again, the key was your wife. It was someone else. So let me back up here. You know, I'll tell you this. I'll be the first person to say you got to find it within yourself, you know, usually, but a lot of times even yourself isn't enough. And you know, you need to prove it to somebody else. And so whether that's your children, you know, a lot of transformation winners and a lot of gym army people who've made incredible changes in their lives have, you know, sort of dedicated it to their kids. You know, they want to show their kids that, you know, be healthy, and they want to set a good example. Here you wanted to do it for your wife to show, you know, what you can do. And so let me, you know, for those of you out there, you know, if you can't find it within yourself to stick with it, you know what I'm saying? Because we're often, you know, hardest on ourselves, but we're also the easiest on ourselves at times, right? Like you said, you would just have a bad weekend and you'd give it up before, right? When it was all relying on yourself and proving yourself, right? But now you threw somebody else in there, right? And that's like I can't give up because it's not just me I'm going
Right.
to disappoint, it's somebody else. So if that's helpful for the people listening, you know, find who that person, or it doesn't have to be a person, it could be a reason, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be a group, maybe it's your entire work, your coworkers, you know, showing them, or maybe it's even, you know, showing somebody that who has ridiculed you and put you down, that what you're capable of. And, you know, again, amazing transformation. But one of the things that I say about the transformations is it doesn't just change your body, it changes the way you think, it changes what you feel you're capable of. So since you've, you know, really done this, what changes have you felt within yourself or just, you know, in your life, besides obviously
Doing it,
looking amazing and feeling
it
great?
was it was really it was really just like for the first time in probably my adult life really feeling like proud, you know? So
Sure.
like
Yes.
I did it thinking about my wife and family and everything, but it was that helped me to kind of believe in myself a certain way.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I did it first for that, and then I started to feel more of a self belief which I didn't have before. So like after 2 months and I'm going, yo, like I'm doing this, I'm really working. Then I felt proud of that. I felt like, man, I'm leading a good example. I'm not messing up like I normally would be. I wasn't doing a lot of the bad self-destructive habit stuff that I was doing like the previous year. My kids looked at me differently. My little 2-year-old does these little fake push-ups and squats and stuff.
That's
So I
awesome.
felt like
Amazing.
I was like, damn, okay, you're really
You're
trying to
inspiring.
become,
Yes.
like a
You're
better version of
inspiring.
yourself.
Nice. Yes, exactly. And like I said, that's the thing that I say about when we look at all the transformations is that you're not just seeing a change in their body here and in their health, but you're seeing a change in their entire mindset. You know what I'm saying? Now you're suddenly proud of yourself, proud of your accomplishments. And when you see what you're capable of, and even though it's, this is a small aspect of your life, right? I mean, obviously health and fitness is a very important aspect of everybody's life, but there's also your professional life, your personal life, on that is also out there. But you know, it really sort of changes the way you perceive yourself. And like you said, others look at you like your own children. And that's I think that's the thing that I really try to highlight um, when I'm sort of pushing people to make these transformations and take on these challenges, because with the challenge that we do, whether it's the summer shred or the New Year's challenge, right? I'm giving you the program. Look what you did in your garage, right? Without me there yelling and holding your hand and teaching you how to do everything, right? I'm giving you all that, right? You just have to take it in and run with it. So now you have everything you need, right? From the workout, the diet component, and now I'm dangling something else. I'm dangling for you is $10,000 in cash, right? The grand prize. But at the end, look what you get. It literally, and not just the winners, the people who win cash and prizes, but everyone who's done. So many people have made very similar transform. It was very tough to pick a winner. You know what I'm saying? Not that you
Yeah.
were absolutely amazing, but there were so many amazing transformations. It was so tough. So all those people who completed that challenge are now have that same feeling. They're proud. They feel different about themselves. They perceive themselves differently. Their children, their friends, their family perceive them differently. That is the gift that I'm literally trying to give you guys and teach you guys, and just how much that changes just every aspect of your life. So again, I can't say it enough. Congratulations on not just winning, but making such an amazing, amazing effort and sticking with it, and really showing yourself, your wife, your family, your friends in your community, what you're capable of. And now I know that the way you perceive yourself, the rest of life does not seem so hard, does it? It seems like you're you're better equipped. You know what I'm saying? Like now that you
Yeah.
know what you're capable of, like you said, you're finally, once you have that, once you become really proud of yourself, there's nothing holding you back. You know what I mean? There's really nothing holding you
Hmm.
back. So I hope you're enjoying all all the sort of spoils that come with you know with doing something like this with your life, and that making that sort of transformation. So
Absolutely.
now, is there anything else that you found helpful during the challenge that helped you going, besides your family, your own drive? Was there, were there any other tips or tricks that you have that you can give to other people who are now going to be going through the
Um,
Summer Shred Challenge, for example?
I will say the gym army was great. Like the Facebook group,
The
they're
community.
always super positive, really encouraging. I know multiple times I would see somebody posting and I was maybe tired and was going to like skip or do some little half-ass like workout. And I see somebody
Right.
like doing some major weight or doing this excruciating workout. And I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and do this, and just reaching out to people. Like I had reached out to Kyle at one point who won a challenge previously,
Yep.
and because I had like stalled, and he had told me some tips, and I think that's when I looked more into the like IF carb cycling, like the big one, the intermittent fasting plus the carb cycling, and
Hmm.
like doing like a carb cycling with the intermittent fasting and kind of calorie cycling a little bit helped like keep me going just as far as like the weight coming off.
Sure thing.
So
Yeah.
just really the community is super motivating and everybody's like friendly, positive. They post their results. So it keeps you like focused.
Nice. Yeah. So let me talk about that. For those of you who are tuning in, not on Facebook, many of you are right now, but if you're not on Facebook, the nice thing that we offer is the Gym Army Facebook group, um, which is the community of Gym Army members. And, Facebook allows for that sort of that community that you can't really have on Instagram or other social media platforms. So that's why it's on Facebook. So if you are not if you do not have Facebook, I highly recommend you getting a Facebook account just to join at least the Gym Army group, because like Jamal was saying, that again, that the community there, that positive community of like-minded people who keep you positive, keep pushing you, keep motivating you and inspiring you is critical. And having that, like I said, it's great to have the drive of your family, your wife and your kids, right? But sometimes you really you need somebody who's also digging in deep in the gym and understands, to not just push you but also give you some advice. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the other thing is, people come to me with questions all day long. And, that's one of the jobs I do is I try to get answers to as many people as I can. But many of the questions that I've already answered, other Gym Army members already know the answers because they've done them, and and they're like they may be in a similar situation. So that community can be very helpful. And then the diet, it's finding the right diet that works for you. That's why I offer, I have carb cycling diets. I have intermittent fasting. I have intermittent fasting with carb cycling. It's finding what works for you, for not just the results, but also what is tolerable. You know what I mean? Some people love intermittent fasting.
Mhm.
They love that control of just being, nope, I don't eat right now. It's off. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do, any, deals with yourself. Okay, if I have this now, I won't have this later. It's just done. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people enjoy that, whereas other people can't go that long without eating, and need to eat more frequently. So maybe something like carb cycling. But again, it's finding the nutrition is so critical in your results. Do you know what I'm saying? And like you said, it wasn't until you started using that sort of diet that kept it going and prevented you from
Yeah.
stalling. So nice work. Very well done.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah. Well, again, like I said, I literally can't say say this enough. Congratulations. So I'm so proud. I mean, you're a hero of mine because I know what it takes. I know what it takes to make a transformation like that and to do it in such short time with such limited equipment, with such limited time, with all the pulls from your professional life in your personal life, and without seeing results for weeks and weeks, you still hung in there, and you made a massive change, and you won the entire the grand prize of the men's category. So wow, just wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a busy guy, so I don't want to hold you any longer. I, I'm
No
really
worries.
there's someone there there's someone who needs you very soon. So and you know, we need you obviously for this short period of time, because all that information you have from someone who's already done it and won it is huge for those of you know, those other Gym Army members who are now going through that summer shred challenge. So thank you so much for your time. Like I said, I know it's very limited, so thank you for finding the time to come on and talk with me and not only help people but inspire so many. So again, Jamal.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding? We like I said, you're the hero here today. So thank you so much, and we'll be talking soon. All right.
Okay.
Keep up the
Thank
great
you.
work, my friend.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. All right, guys. Dr. Jim Stepani signing off with 2022 New Year's Challenge men's overall winner, Jamal Robinson, and his incredible transformation despite limitations in time, despite limitations in the equipment. He stuck in there and crushed it in 12 weeks. So anyone who has any excuses, take a look at Jamal's story, and your excuses are going to go out the window. So again, thank you, Jamal. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and thank you for training with both of us. And thank you for training with me for taking on this new summer shred challenge. All right, guys. Again, Jamal, thank you, and thank everyone for being Gym Army Strong.